Hello everyone. Today we will learn regarding bone components. In osteology, we have seen definition of bone, synonym of bones, as well as division of skeletal system, that is axial skeletal system and appendicular skeletal. And we have seen regarding classification of bone, that is according to position, axial and appendicular bone, then according to size and shape. Example: short bone, short, long, pneumatic, etc. According to growth structure, compact, spongy. Then according to development, cartilaginous, intramembranous, etc. Now today we will learn regarding bone components. Bone components, it constitute bone cell and bone matrix. Bone cell and bone matrix. Bone cell has four types: osteoprogenitor, osteoblast, osteocyte and osteoclast. You have to remember for bone cell name: osteoprogenitor, okay, osteoblast, cyte and clast, okay. In this diagram you can see first osteogenic, which develops into an osteoblast, okay. Second, osteoblast forms bone tissue. Then osteocytes maintains bone tissue. Then osteoclast function in resorption, the destruction of the bone matrix, okay, at the time of bone growth of the development of bone and remodeling. Osteogenic cells, these are stem cells. Osteoblasts, bone building cells, secrete matrix and collagen fibers. Osteocytes, mature bone cells that no longer secrete matrix. Osteoclasts, that bone digestion. These are in very short or keynotes of the bone cell types. Again, this diagram shows the bone cell type. Osteoprogenitor cell. First, osteoprogenitor cells are the undifferentiated stem cells. Osteoblast from the bone matrix. Osteocyte from the main bone tissue. Osteoclast break down the bone tissue. Now we will see individual osteoprogenitor cells. Osteoprogenitor cells, these are stem cells, mesenchymal origin, that can proliferate and convert themselves into osteoblast whenever there is need of bone formation in the fetus. These are numerous at sites where bone formation is to take place. In adult, osteoprogenitor cells are present over the bone surface, okay. In short, these are stem cells, mesenchymal origin, can proliferate. Its name suggests osteoprogenitor, okay, which develops, okay, proliferate and convert themselves into osteoblast and lie present over the bone surface. Now second one is osteoblast. These are ovoid cells containing basophilic cytoplasm and oval nucleus. It is microscopic structure. These cells lie at the surface of bone, internal to periosteum, external to endosteum, and are associated with bone formation. It suggests its location lie at the surface of bone, internal to periosteum and external to endosteum, and function associated with bone formation. They contain the enzymes alkaline phosphate, are responsible to formation of bone matrix, ground substance, synthesis of collagen fibers. Then osteocytes. Osteocytes, these are the mature osteoblasts imprisoned in the lacunae within the bone matrix. Fine cytoplasmic process of osteocytes extend into canaliculi and make connection with other osteocytes. Osteocytes have faintly basophilic cytoplasm and directly staining nuclei. Again, microscopic structure. Okay, osteocyte, mature osteoblast, okay, imprisoned in the lacunae within the bone matrix, and fine cytoplasmic plasmic process of osteocyte extend into canaliculi. Okay, and function make connection with other osteocytes. Now osteoclast. These are bone removing cells situated at the surface of the bone. Function: bone removing cells. Location: surface of the bone. Osteoclasts are concerned with the bone resorption during growth and remodeling of skeleton. They produce acid phosphatase which dissolve the inorganic components of bone. Once resorption is complete, the osteoclast degenerate and disappear. Okay. In short, function is bone removing cell. Location: situated at surface of bone, and concern with the bone resorption during growth and remodeling of the skeleton. Okay, extra growth of bone they remove. Now bone components we have seen: bone cell and bone matrix. Bone cell, 4 types: osteoprogenitor, osteocyte, osteoprogenitor, osteoblast, cyte, and clast. Then matrix. In matrix, the bone matrix is made of 25% of organic components and 75% inorganic component, that we have seen in definition of bone. Okay, organic components, 1/3 of bone weight. It contains collagen fibers 90%, glycoprotein, osteonectin, and osteocalcin, responsible for the toughness and resilience of bone. Okay, it contains 90% of the glycoprotein. Okay, responsible function is responsible for toughness and resilience of bone. Inorganic components, 2/3 of bone weight. It contains mineral salts like calcium phosphatase 85%, calcium carbonate 10%, and small amount of calcium fluoride and MgSO4 magnesium sulfate. Function is responsible for hardness and rigidity of bone. Okay, organic contains glycoprotein. Function: toughness and resilience. Inorganic contain calcium phosphatase, calcium carbonate, and small amount of calcium fluoride and magnesium sulfate, responsible for function: hardness and rigidity of bone. Now the glycoprotein have affinity towards calcium ions, hence leading to calcification of bone. 3 terminology you have to remember it: osteoid, ground substance, glycoprotein plus collagen fiber. Here calcification has not occurred, you have to remember this. Lamellae, after complete calcification, the osteoid is termed as lamellae. In short, after calcification it will be termed as lamellae. Bone matrix, it is the intercellular substance of bone consisting of collagen fibers, ground substance, and inorganic salts. Okay, this is the diagram of compact bone. In this diagram you can see first endosteum, now blood vessels. Okay, then moving in second diagram, pores, spongy compact bones, osteonic canals containing vessels and now periosteum. In first diagram we have seen endosteum, then periosteum, now osteonic canal, blood vessels, perforating canals, then trabeculae, lacunae, osteocytes. Okay, now we will deal with microscopic structure of bone or histology of bone. Microscopically, the structures of both compact and spongy bones are same, the difference being in relative amount of solid matter and the size number of spaces in each. Okay, microscopically, based on irregular or regular arrangement lamellae of bone, it is classified into lamellar, that is Haversian bone, woven or primitive bone. Okay, lamellar and woven bone we have also discussed in osteology Once again, we will revise it. Lamellar or Haversian bone. This type is seen in the adult bone. It contains numerous cylindrical units of Haversian system. Each Haversian system consists of the following. Okay, Haversian system contains following parts: Haversian canal, lamellae of bone, laculae, and canaliculi. Haversian canal, lamellae, laculae, and canaliculi. In this diagram, you can see canaliculi in round diagram. Canaliculi, central canal, lacunae with osteocytes. Okay. Then Haversian canal. Okay. Otherwise, you can see in this diagram Haversian canal. Okay. Then lacunae, canaliculus, now Haversian canal. It is longitudinal canal about 50 micrometer in diameter. Okay, present in the center of each Haversian system. It runs parallel to long axis of bone. Contains blood vessels, nerve fibers, and areolar connective tissue. Okay. In this diagram, you can see which contains nerve and blood vessels centrally located and parallel to the axis of the bone. Okay, which is approximately 50 micrometer in its diameter, and contains nerve and blood vessels. Haversian canal communicated with each other with the endosteum and periosteum through the transverse or oblique canal called the Walkman's canals. Okay. Again, in this diagram, okay, you can see perforating canal. There is a term used, perforating canal. It is also termed as Walkman's canal, which communicate the Haversian canal. Okay. Okay, we have seen Haversian canal communicated with each other with the endosteum and periosteum, term as Walkman canals, also term as perforating canal. Okay, once again in this diagram you can see. Now, lamellae of bone. The lamellae are thin plates of bone arranged concentrically around the Haversian canal. Each lamellae contains of the matrix contain collagen fibers in a calcified ground substance. The collagen fiber lie parallel to each other. Lamellae. Okay. In short, in this diagram you can see Haversian canal concentrically, in short, in circle, which are arranged term as lamellae of bone. Let me see another diagram. Okay. In this diagram you can see lamellae of bone. First, circumferential lamellae, which is directed by arrow mark, circumferential lamellae. Then interstitial lamellae. Then here concentric. Okay, concentric lamellae. Each lamellae contains of matrix containing collagen fibers in a calcified ground substance. The collagen fiber lie parallel to each other. Lamellae are of three types. In the interval between the adjacent Haversian system, there lie the interstitial lamellae that we have discussed which runs in various direction. Interstitial lamellae. Okay, in this diagram you can see interstitial lamellae which lie in various direction. At the surface, lamellae are oriented circumferentially and run parallel with surface. This is called circumferential lamellae. Okay, indicated by arrow mark. Circumferential lamellae run parallel with surface. Now last one, concentric lamellae surround the vascular canal is known as osteonic lamellae or concentric lamellae. In this diagram you can see concentric lamellae or osteonic lamellae. Okay, lacuna. These are small spaces between the lamella and each contains bone cells. What is this? Small spaces between the lamellae. Lacuna. In this diagram you can see lacuna. Small spaces between the lamellae. Each contains bone cells. Now canaliculi. These are fine radiating channels which connect lacunae to each other with the other central canal. Okay, canaliculi which connect each other. Okay, canaliculus. In this diagram you can see canaliculus. First central or haversial canal, then lacunae, then canaliculus, lamellae, osteocytes, bone cell. The canaliculi are occupied by the protoplasmic process of bone cells. In this diagram you can see you are not able to see and also not written, but image that there will be a protoplasmic process. Now Wuhan bone. Wuhan bone has disorderly arranged lamellae. This, okay, in short, lamellae will be arranged disorderly. First diagram is Wuhan bone. Lamellae are disarranged, and Wuhan lamellar bone, lamellae are arranged properly. These lamellae form irregular network and give appearance of Wuhan appearance. These are found in rapid bone and development in repair of fracture. Okay, where it is found during development of bone and in repair of fracture. Periosteum. It is vascular fibrous connective tissue sheath covering the bone surface except at the articular surface where the periosteum is replaced by articular cartilage. The periosteum, besides providing a protective sheath, nourishes the underlying bone through its blood vessels. It helps in bone formation during growth of bone and repair of fractures. It also provides attachment to muscles, tendons and ligaments. In this diagram you can see periosteum. It has two layer, outer fibrous and inner osteogenic layer. Fibrous connective tissue gives attachment to muscle, tendon, ligament. Okay. Now periosteum contains two layers of outer fibers that we have discussed, outer fibrous and inner osteogenic. Outer fibrous layer consists mainly of white fibrous tissue, contain blood vessels, lymphatics and nerves. Inner osteogenic layer is highly vascular and is composed of elastic tissue forming dense networks. On its deep surface are found bone forming cells, osteoblasts. Hence this layer is osteogenic layer. Okay, on its deep surface found a bone forming cells. In short, outer fibrous, okay, inner osteogenic, found bone forming cells. So it is termed as osteogenic layer. Okay, the blood vessels pass from the outer layer through the osteogenic layer into the Walkman's canals and ultimately into the Haversian canals, and the medullary cavity. Periosteum is richly supplied by nerve. Okay, that you can see in this diagram. It is highly supplied by nerves. The blood vessels pass from the outer layer that we have discussed. Periosteum is richly supplied by nerve. Now, fibers of Sharpe. What is fibers of Sharpe? These are white collagen fibers connecting the fibrous layer of periosteum to the circumferential lamella of bone. They are found opposite side of the attachment of muscle tendon and ligaments and strengthen their anchorage. Okay. In this diagram, you can see fibers of Sharpe. Arrow marking shows collagen fibers which join the bone to tendons and ligament. Okay, endosteum, yellow mostly adipose cells, bone marrow, compact bone, periosteum, Sharpe's fibers, nutrient artery. Okay, collagen fibers which join the bone to the tendons and ligaments. Now, endosteum, it is highly vascular membrane lining the medullary cavity of bone. Okay, in this diagram you can see endosteum in long bone which is lined by medullary cavity. Okay, thank you.